Africa technical meeting in Margibi County Thursday. President Bouaka described money laundering and all financial-related crimes as underminer of both regional and national security, emphasizing enhanced collaboration with member states to holistically curtail it. Meanwhile, President Joseph Bouaka has described the workings of the Financial Intelligence Agency as a cornerstone in the country's fight against money laundering and terrorist financing. President Bouaka said government will continue to prioritize support to the Financial Intelligence Agency, the FIA, to ensure its independence, resources, and operational capacity needed to effectively operate in the country. The Liberian leader reaffirmed government's commitment to empowering the FIA in gathering intelligence, investigations, and enforcing compliance with diligence and integrity. According to him, the entity has contributed directly to safeguarding Liberia's financial system, thus reinforcing the credibility within the region and the global AML-CFL community. At the same time, the Liberian leader has emphasized the significance of regional cooperation and collaboration in the fight against money laundering and terrorist financing. The president believes the fight against the menace will be successful when member countries of GIAMBA begin to transcend beyond national boundaries, sharing intelligence and building joint capacities of respective institutions. At the start of the event in Margibi County, President Bouaka urged members of GIAMBA to renew their determination in confronting emerging threats of financial-related crimes, such as proliferation financing in the country or in the region. The Liberian chief executive expressed profound gratitude to GIAMBA for selecting Liberia to host the 44th plenary, something he said Liberia remains fully committed to ensuring a successful and productive meeting. He lauded the regional organization for the guidance, assessments, and technical support it continues to provide towards the vibrancy of the country's financial institutions. The Director General of the Intergovernmental Agency or Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa, GIAMBA, Edwin Harris, has pledged his entity's commitment to assisting member states in strengthening institutional frameworks. He said this can be achieved through effective coordination, capacity building, and mutual evaluations in ensuring alignment with international anti-money laundering and counterfeiting the financial and terrorism standards. Mr. Harris noted that significant progress has been made to ensure an improved financial system and good governance in the region to combat money laundering. The GIAMBA DG commended all member states for the significant reforms undertaken to ensure compliance and effectiveness as part of the preparation for the ongoing third round of mutual evaluation. He said GIAMBA has protected the economy of West Africa from scourges of money laundering and terrorist financing and other forms of transnational crimes that eroded the integrity of the financial system. As such, he urged member states to deepen domestic cooperation and interagency exchange of information to strengthen national coordinated front. Mr. Harris made the statement at the opening of the 44th GIAMBA Technical Commission and plenary meetings taking place in Lower Margibi County. Over 36,000 persons in Liberia are living with HIV/AIDS. The new statistics were released on Thursday by the National AIDS Commission, quoting UNAIDS Spectrum 2025 estimate. HIV is a virus that attacks the body's immune system and can lead to AIDS if there is no treatment. National AIDS Commission Chairperson Dr. Cecilia Nutter disclosed that out of that number, about 31,000 persons have been tested and are aware of their status. According to a news conference, addressing a news conference on Thursday, Dr. Nutter noted that out of the 31,000 persons tested, 30,798 persons are on treatment. The NAC boss highlighted the current 95% of those on treatment are virally suppressed. She called for collective efforts to address challenges undermining Liberia's HIV response, especially stigma, discrimination, and inadequate domestic financing. Meanwhile, Dr. Cecilia Nutter has outlined a series of activities leading to the observance of World AIDS Day on December 1. She underscored mass media campaigns, youth dialogues, and community outreach programs as key events to be undertaken in preparation for the day. Dr. Nutter named President Joseph Bouaka as keynote speaker at this year's event, which will bring together several government ministries, agencies, commissions, and development partners. World AIDS Day raises awareness about the global HIV/AIDS epidemic, supports people living with HIV, and commemorates those who have died from HIV/AIDS-related illnesses. The 2025 global theme is Overcoming Disruption, Transmission, Transmitting the AIDS Response, with Liberia's national theme, Mobilizing Domestic Support, Transforming HIV Response. Citizens' Movement for Change has reassured residents of Bone County of its commitment to building the Jaw River Bridge in Banga. The party's political leader, Musa Belete, said the Ministry of Public Works has approved the project design, putting the cost of the project at $500,000. Representative Belete told ELBC Thursday that construction of the Jaw River Bridge has immense economic benefits and that the CMC would do nothing to deprive residents of such projects.
Go ahead to do the work. I'm getting ready now to go and do the work. We are happy that the ministry has removed itself from our politics, and now they are strictly in line with their professional responsibility, and we work with them to achieve this goal for the people of Bone County.
The CMC political leader lauded the Ministry of Public Works for the collaboration and technical guidance to ensure the smooth construction of the bridge. Initially, the Ministry of Public Works placed a stay order on the Jaw River Bridge, citing legal framework and structural design. Meanwhile, Citizens Movement for Change said construction of the Jaw River Bridge will begin shortly. The newly inducted president of Crowd 50, Vamuya Sharif, has vowed to put the organization on an irreversible path. Crowd 50 is a non-governmental organization that provides assistance to underprivileged Liberians in health and infrastructure, among others. Speaking Thursday at its induction ceremony in Painesville, Mr. Sharif assured of his commitment to formulating new programs that will rebrand the organization. The newly inducted president of Crowd 50 also promised to ensure the organization's monthly due is increased to help the body achieve its goals. Meanwhile, Mr. Vamuya Sharif is calling for collective efforts in driving the agenda of Crowd 50. Gender Minister Bemi Horace Colley is calling on government ministries and agencies to deliver on promises made for the protection, education, health, and digital safety for children across Liberia. According to Minister Colley, children account for 41.5% of Liberia's population. As such, their rights to basic needs must be prioritized. Minister Colley named limited access to quality education, teenage pregnancy, child labor, abuse, and exploitation, among others, as some of the challenges faced by children. She noted that World Children's Day celebration, it is a call to action for all to reflect on shared responsibility to ensure every child can live with dignity, safety, and hope. The gender boss further noted that this year's celebration is centered on accountability and child-led advocacy. Minister Colley's message was contained in a statement read by Acting Gender Minister Frederick Cooper at the observance of World Children's Day in Monrovia Thursday. The day was observed under the theme, My Day, My Right, and national theme, Living with Dignity, Every Moment, Every Right. Meanwhile, UNICEF representative to Liberia, Andy Brooks, has underscored the important role of education in the development of every child. Mr. Brooks wants every child have equal opportunity to education, healthcare, safe environment, protection, and other basic needs. He said despite efforts by the government and partners, more improvement needs to be done, especially in the education sector, for the betterment of the next generation. The UNICEF representative called for enhanced coordination and collaboration from all sectors of the government to ensure adequate improvement in Liberia's education system. He spoke Thursday at the observance of World Children's Day in Monrovia. At the same time, Liberia National Children Representative Forum Secretary General Zerubbabel Kosso called or wants government, international partners, and stakeholders ensure every Liberian child lives in dignity. Mr. Kosso said children should not just be seen as leaders of tomorrow, but as active participants in shaping today. He urged policymakers, community leaders, and government to deliver on promises, not just in words, but in funding, policy, and implementation. Mr. Kosso also called on civil society, NGOs, and businesses to stand with children in championing their rights, amplify their stories, and commit to structural change. He spoke Thursday at the celebration of World Children's Day in Monrovia. The Liberian government says it has begun drafting the country's 2024 annual Economic Review in Ganta, Nima County. The move seeks to assess the country's economic performance, highlighting key areas including agriculture, infrastructure, energy, and health care, among others. Assistant Minister for Finance for Microeconomic Policy, Henry Nyankwe, told the Super Morning Show Thursday that the document, when crafted, will be presented to stakeholders for inputs. According to Minister Nyankwe, following the inputs of stakeholders, the instrument will be validated, setting for the implementation of the document. Meanwhile, the ongoing drafting of the annual economic review is bringing together participants from government-line ministries and agencies. And that's the end of the bulletin. Back to Bafle.
Many thanks to you, Hassan Kewi, there with the news bulletin. You're listening to Newsline on ELBC Radio. One of the big stories we're following tonight: National AIDS Commission says over 336,000 persons are living with HIV and AIDS in Liberia. While several officials of the government have been commissioned following the confirmation by the Senate. Those commissioned include the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Samuel Steve Kuya, and the Director General of the National Lottery Authority, Peter Solo, among others. Administering the oath of office Thursday, Monrovia, President Joseph Boakai urged the officials to perform their duties in the interest